Hello everybody and welcome to Fato Grand Ordero Babylonia episode... What episode are we on? Jesus, 4. I shouldn't be forgetting that early. Episode 4, Anime Review. This week, we got... it was Taiga, wasn't it? It was Taiga. Like, I don't really know what to say there. Pretty weird. Even weirder was the pretty epic fight scene, but then you're just like... You take a step back and you're like, that's just Taiga in a onesie. Like, kind of weird. Kind of weird. It was cool though. I don't know. Apparently that's a heroic spirit. Jaguar man. Or Jaguar man. In the UK we say Jaguar. So, I know that's weird. Jaguar is what you Americans say. Assuming everyone watching this is American. Anyway, the actual episode, getting on more to it. This was the first episode where I felt like if you had not played previous parts, you know, if you haven't played the game up to this point or whatever, I feel like you might be a bit confused because there was at least two different flashbacks referencing things that happened in stuff that's not anime yet. I put the word yet because they would do them all, wouldn't they? Fate makes money like waching. I mean, $1 billion or whatever, multi-billion. Makes a lot of money, that Fate Go thing, so I wouldn't be surprised at all. I wouldn't be surprised really if they started putting like mini, like the event singularities animated. I really wouldn't be too out of the question, I don't think. Obviously to get the real stuff done first. I've been distracted again. I could talk about that for days. Anyway, let's crack on with the actual episode, see what happened and everything, because there's stuff went down and all that. Let's get into this. The episode begins with a flashback to a previous singularity with, I believe it's Solomon, and I think it's the London singularity if I'm remembering right, just by who passed out. Like Tamamo was there, Mordred was there, some other people were probably there, but yeah, so I think, if I'm remembering correctly, I think that's London, which I think is also his first appearance, although I can't remember, it has been a little while. But yeah, basically just to show that, just to show who the big bad is, I guess. Cut back to present day, I get present day in inverted commas. So they're still working on they do some more work and everything. Fu spots a homeless man. Is it Fu or Fo? I always say Fu because it's 3 letters. That doesn't make sense. It does to me. Fujimaru gives the homeless man some bread, who then tells him there's 3 storms coming, which I assume are going to be the 3 goddesses in the 3 goddess alliance. Although from the looks of it there might be more than 3 goddesses, because like Taiga wasn't one of them. Jaguar man, sorry. So are there more than 3 goddesses, but they might be good goddesses? We'll get to that a bit later on, because there is stuff I want to speak of about that later. Then after he finished giving his lecture, I guess, the old man disappears, so I guess he was a god who was giving them advice. That's my interpretation of it. I'm probably way off. Later on, Fujimaru is up on the roof just chilling. Mashu comes up to join him. He like remembers. I was going to say reminisce. Reminisce implies it was a good memory. Wasn't a good memory. We see Olga Marie die again. Remember her. I remember her mainly just because of Lord Elmaloy's case files the other season. I was like, oh yeah, you are a character. Then Mash also remembers talking to bloody Amadeus Mozart, which again, something we did that isn't animated. I think that's is that the first singularity? Is that Orleans? Oh, I can't remember. As I said, it's been a while since I did London, so it's been even longer since I did Orleans, which I believe London's what, 4 or 5? 4, because 5 is America. I'm remembering. See, I'm good at this. But yeah, then they're like, we're just going to keep on going and all that. I kind of blanked out their conversation. It was fine, you know, but it was a little bit like, okay. It felt weird because it felt like it was referencing like stuff that, you know, didn't mean as much because we haven't seen the anime. I know like, we probably played the game and, you know, that there's that. But in terms of it as a anime series, I guess, we haven't seen none of that. So it was kind of weird. But yeah, let's get on to the next section. Brief interlude, I guess, at Coldea. Basically, they can't send backup. Do they have backup? Like, in the anime version of Fate Grand Order, have they, like, summoned servants to help, and they're just hanging out at Coldea? Or is it literally just who they've got there? Because really, it should be that second one. unless there's like some servants that aren't involved in any of the singularities, which I'm sure there probably are some. Like, I don't have an answer to that, but there's probably some. There's probably, like, is Archer, like, from Fate Stay Night, and I'm avoiding saying his name because spoilers. I know most people probably know, but on the off chance someone doesn't, the Red Archer, I'll call him. Like, is he involved in any of the Singularity F? Duh, that was a stupid question. That was a really stupid question, and I feel bad for asking it, so, feels bad. But anyway, yeah, so they can't send back up. The party goes to see our king, our saviour, mostly just our king though, King Gilgamesh. He says mongrels, which got me to go, yes. I was hoping he'd say it to an enemy though, and say it all cool like he did in Prismarillia, but we can't all be winners. Yeah, basically he acknowledges main character, Fujimaru, because he says his name. It's like, yes, you said my name. Basically tells them, you're going to be taking orders from me from now on directly. Here's your first mission. Go to the city or the village of it's spelt U-R, so I guess and investigate that thing. And then later on their way there, they're talking. Basically, the Holy Grail that Gilgamesh has got is different from the grails that are causing the singularities, if you know what I mean. So the other, it's a separate, I guess that's a proper grail, as opposed to one of these distorted grails. I'm not using the correct terms, I'm aware, but you get what I'm trying to say. On the way out, they run into Ushiwaka, which, you know, they shortened it even less than I did. I just shortened it to Ushi because it's more shorter. They run into her basically just to say, see you later, I guess. That was basically what they said. It's like, we'll see you around sometime. And I'm like, you had a brief meal last week and now you're best friends, which, honestly, that's how life should be. Then the gang begins their trek through the jungle. It's hot. There's someone watching them. It's Jaguar Man or Jaguar Man. Jaguar Man is easier to say, so I might just stick with that. Proving once again that I'm a bad English person. English meaning British, I should have said British. But yeah, it's just Taiga. I'm assuming the goddessly possession is something similar to what's going on with Ishtar and Reen. Somebody said they explain it at some point, so I guess we'll have that coming up. But it's just weird because it's Taiga, you know? It's like extra weird because it's Taiga in a onesie, and that is all it is, you know? They have like a little scrap, but then Jaguar Man leaves. And Fate has some weird characters, right? Some weird, like Jaguar Man's a pretty weird character. Like because it's Taiga. It is just. I'm gonna keep saying it because it's weird every single time I think about it. Like her name's not even Jaguar. Her name's Taiga. Like, why wouldn't you just make her Tiger Man? Doesn't that make more sense? Mate, you know what? Maybe they did something with that in one of them fighting game spin-offs. The not Unlimited Codes. If people know the ones I'm talking about, they're like it's like a chibi fighter, and I can't remember what they're called. Oh, never mind. We'll just move on with the episode. I've forgotten. If you remember the name of the thing that I'm talking about, leave a comment telling me here's what it's called. You're welcome, and I'll be like, thanks, dude. Thank you. The gang arrives at the village of and immediately I noticed something was off. We'll get to what that is later because Merlin, he actually pointed it out because he's a smart boy. That's kind of in his job description, being a smart boy. They're saying they don't need to be rescued, the people in the village, and then later on Fujimaru and Masha having a moment again, and Merlin interrupts them. They're never going to have a moment. I can see that being a recurring theme. Is they're gonna kiss, and then someone will cock block them because it's the second time we're on episode 4. So, you know, it's gonna happen. Like it's not gonna happen, but you know what I'm saying. Every time it looks like it's gonna happen, someone will be there. Gilgamesh will like fall on him or something next, or Ishtar. Ishtar would have been the better one. Anyway, Merlin gathers everyone, talks to, I guess, who's the elder, and she says basically the jungle protects them from the beasts because there's a goddess of a jungle who they have to make sacrifices to, and those sacrifices, I guess, are men because there's very few men in the village. Something I noticed pretty damn quick. I was like, they're all women. It's a bit weird. I know this is anime, but Fate has men in it, you know. Yeah, and then the goddess, turns out the goddess, I said it earlier, but I'm going to say it now, goddess is Jaguar Man, or, I mean, it's Taiga. Even weirder, Taiga is a goddess. I know it's I mean, obviously Jaguar Man isn't the proper name of the goddess, right? Or am I just overthinking that? Is there a goddess called Jaguar Man in the lore? I don't know. But anyway, basically the sacrifices aren't being killed, they're being put to work, and in a city whose name I forgot the name of. She fights the party and it's pretty epic, as I said, there's zipping around. Again, it's weird because it's Taiga, but it's a cool fight. And it's like, it's weird because it is such a cool fight, and it's got epic music playing and all this, but then you look at it, it's like, she's wearing a onesie, you know? It's, I did like it. It did make me laugh a little bit because it's just absurd, but you know, that's Fate Granddaughter in a nutshell. So she's actually like really strong, a proper god, a proper... Merlin says, we need to get our own divine spirit to fight this divine spirit. So I'm thinking that they might ask Ishtar for help. My only reason for saying Ishtar and not any of the others is because they like know Ishtar, and she's relatively friendly. Like, and I do mean relatively. Is she one of the three goddess alliance? I can't remember what Gilgamesh said. I think she is one of the three main ones, because I guess then, because Taiga I think is like a sub, because she wasn't listed when the old man was speaking, like when they showed the silhouettes or whatever. I have no idea. Anyway, I've forgotten where we are. They retreat, TP out of there and everything. And then later on, Anna's like, how do you get used to making sacrifices? Like, I never get used to making sacrifices. Something to that effect. There's not the exact phrasing. And they look up to the sky and everything. And then the credits roll. But there's a post-credits scene. King Gilgamesh just comes around the house. He's like, oh, this is where you live. It's alright, I guess. It is still kind of weird seeing Gilgamesh be not a complete dick. But, you know, it does make sense. Like, I talked about it last week, the Gilgamesh timeline. That guy pointed it out to me. But it is still sort of weird, because every other appearance of Gilgamesh, he's a bit of a dick. But I hope this Gilgamesh sort of regresses back to being sort of a... I just want him to call someone a mongrel. That's all I want. Like, and actually, like, mean it. Like, angrily at someone. I want him to angrily call someone a mongrel, preferably one of the bad guys, and then do something cool. I don't know if he does, because this isn't... He's not a servant, he's just a person at this point. But he can still Gate of Babylon, you know? He can do cool things. I mean, he fought off Mash and Anna before, so I guess he is still pretty strong even as a human. But anyway, that was the end of the episode. As I said, I enjoy it every week, you know. I think the fact that it's well animated, this show, really helps it, because if it wasn't, I don't think it would be nearly as enjoyable. I think it would be a lot of and it'd be a lot less, like, it's got like the colours are vibrant, and that helps, like the, not even just, and then the animation's pretty nice as well, so you know, cannot complain. I'm having a great time watching it. It's better than I thought it would be. Like, I was really worried, because I was like, Fate Granddaughter anime, and my brain just default went video game anime. They're not good, are they? Do you remember Extra Last Encore? I mean, I guess technically not, but it sort of is. What were they thinking with Last Encore, man? I've tried racking I should do a video on that, but then I'd have to watch it again, and I don't want to do that, so... but yeah, we didn't really progress too much in the plot. We met Taiga Jaguar Man, so basically what I think we learnt this week is they need to get a divine spirit to help them fight her, and free the village, and get the sacrifices back. So I think that's something that we're going to do in the future, like maybe I don't know if they'll ask Ishtar, or they'll find another goddess spirit, or whatever, but I think that's where we're going to go from now. They're going to report back to Gilgamesh at some point. Gilgamesh came to their house at the end of the episode, so he's probably going to tell them whatever they've got to do next, and that'll be next week. So I don't really know where exactly we're going from here. Although I didn't know that last week either. I'm still enjoying it, and I'm starting to ramble, so I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, consider subscribing and stuff for more reviews, and like and comment and all the other stuff that YouTube likes to promote stuff. If you do likes it, YouTube likes it, and then I'll get more views, and then I'll make more videos. I don't know, I think that's how that works. I'll see you next week for another episode of this, and bye guys.